Hello, and welcome to Canary Knits. I'm Antoinette. If you're new here, I knit, crochet, do a little bit of embroidery, just general craftiness. I like to talk about different yarns, different things I'm making, and throw in a little bit of nerdiness here and there, and that is basically my vlog. I used to have another channel called Canary Knits that I deleted, so if you found me again, hey, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. And if you're new, hello, hello, hello. And yeah, this is where I come to talk about all things crafty. I have the goal of posting about once a month, so we'll see how that goes. So kind of the theme of today's episode is going to be crafting through transition. So I've had an extreme amount of transition in my life. I am posting from a different place. I no longer have a house. I am now living in an apartment. And so my office, my craft room, my bedroom, and any other room is all the same space. I even exercised in here the other day. So everything is kind of all in one right now, and it has forced me to be a little bit creative about the projects that I undertake. So it's really funny. Life has a way of being really humbling, right? Right before my big life transition, if you want to know, I separated and became a single mom, moved into an apartment, and just had a lot of life changes having to do with that. During this time, which was extremely difficult, I made what I call comfort cardigans. I made 3 or 4 of them, and these cardigans, I'm wearing one of them right now. Hey, these cardigans were just oversized, meant to be extremely comfortable, nothing fancy yarn wise. This is made out of Caron Simply Soft and 100% acrylic yarn, very affordable. I got the yarn for this sweater. This is a size 2XL. I did follow a pattern, so the pattern I followed is by Sewrella. It's called the Everyday Crochet Cardigan pattern, and I will link the pattern in the description so you can check it out. It is a free pattern. I made the size 2XL. The only thing is, ya girl did not check the gauge. Now, if you're newer to crocheting and knitting, you may not know, gauge is basically how you get an item of the correct size. So you make a little swatch before you begin your project and you measure it, and you see how many stitches are in a certain measurement. For example, like, okay, you need to get 8 stitches in 2 inches or something like that. That's a terrible example, but it might be something like that. And then based on that, you know which size needle you need to get to use to get the size that the designer intended. Now, I am reckless and I did not care. I was going through things, and so I literally did just use the same hook and made the size 2X without measuring anything. So that's why these are extremely oversized. And I made 3 of these, and each of the 3 that I made are different sizes. So I will put pictures up of the different cardigans. There are some slight variations, like I like bubble sleeves, so I made the sleeves longer or shorter on some. But yeah, they are made of extremely affordable yarn, and I am really, really happy with the way they turned out. It was a great mindless project for when I was really stressed out and could not deal with life. And it's so funny that, like, even during this time of transition, I had none of my belongings. I didn't have a solid place to stay. I was really, like, emotionally upset and really scared and just going through all the transitions. Crochet was still something that I wanted to do. And immediately, thank you so much, friends and like yarn community, because immediately people were gifting me yarn and making sure that I had the materials needed to at least make a very simple sweater. And I did that over and over and over again all winter. And now in the summer, which it's 103 degrees today, but I'm still looking cute in my everyday crochet cardigan. Yarn that I used for this cardigan, it's again the Caron Simply Soft. I got a 3-pack of this yarn on Amazon.com for $27, and I had about a skein left over. So It's definitely good value. It's machine washable. I heat and dry it. I do not care. And yeah, I recommend this yarn. I'm far from a yarn snob. There is a place in my heart for all the different kinds of yarns. The next variation that I made of the Everyday Crochet cardigan is a cardigan inspired by the Taylor Swift Lovers album. I'm not necessarily a Swiftie, but I do appreciate her music and her artistry and just her as a person. But my friend is a really big Swiftie, and she recommended that I make the Taylor Swift cardigan. So I used the Lion Brand Mandala Ombre in the color Pure. And this is also a really good, just available at Joann's or Hobby Lobby yarn. Lion Brand, can't beat it. And this cardigan is slightly bigger than the last one. The variation that I added to this one, you can see here, maybe you can see, I added a border to the Lover cardigan, and I didn't add, I love this in unfinished edge. It's kind of punk, it's kind of cool, it's kind of unfinished, but this one I wanted a more finished look. So this is my Taylor Swift Lover cardigan. I cannot wait until fall and winter when I get to actually wear it, because I haven't actually had an opportunity to wear that yet. And the final variation I made of the Everyday Crochet cardigan is a gray and blue red heart Simple Saver, just the Simply Save red heart, just gray and blue. I got the yarn out of my parents' basement. It's probably 15-20 years old, and I made, I don't know where the picture is going to be, but I made a giant oversized cardigan. So yeah, that is what kept me occupied during the winter of my discontent. If you're going through like a separation or something like that, I really don't have any advice on how to get through it other than something my therapist told me. Dig into your hobbies, focus on getting ahead financially, and focus on your physical health. And I have been doing all three of those things because that is how you move on from trauma. And separating, divorce, separation, especially when children are involved, it is trauma. So be kind to yourself if that's your situation. If you want to vent, you can message me or in the comments, and yeah, we can chat together, because I can recommend some really good stress relieving cardigan patterns to get you through these hard times. Let me tell you, it was really helpful for me. Moving on in the finished objects category, I have been making tons and tons and tons and tons of scrunchies. I love making scrunchies. I've been making tons of them. This is actually Juicy Couture 100% polyester yarn, and this is in the color Free Love. This is available at Joann's and also online, and it just makes these really beautiful, bold, kind of girly, ultra femme scrunchies. I've been giving them to friends. I'm considering selling them in a marketplace, and giving them to coworkers, and I just really love making them. Sometimes in this world we need easy projects, right? Like I have made probably 15 to 30 scrunchies, and I'm not sick of it yet. I'm gonna keep making them, and that's okay. If making scrunchies makes you happy, go ahead and make the freaking scrunchies. So that's what's been keeping me busy. I love the Juicy Couture yarn. It's available in a lot of different colors, my favorite being the pink. So along with Comfort Makes, I have been making necklace pouches. I used to make a lot of these back in the day, and I'll put some pictures up of them and how they're worn, but they're a great way to use up leftovers. They're crochet, and I basically just crochet an envelope and attach a necklace to it, attach a string to it to make it a necklace, and it makes this really cute little pouch. And you can put, like, I used to call them festival pouches because I thought, well, you could put your keys in them if you go to a festival. You could put, like, maybe your ID if it's big enough. I have a bunch of different sizes. And yeah, all different kinds of things. So I've been making these like a mad woman. I have made 15 to 20 necklace pouches. Again, it's all about the comfort makes for me right now. Anything to relax my mind, ease my mind, and just kind of get me through the day. I'm not even making socks right now. I'm really just using basic stitches, basic crochet, not a lot of knitting right now even, and just really just making big comforting items in beautiful colors that I enjoy. If you don't know, amigurumi is like Japanese style, super cute. I want to say kind of like plushies, stuffed things, plants. I've been making amigurumi plants, and I got a kit on Amazon. I will show you here. The kit comes with everything you need to make 6 different plants, including the directions, all of the yarn. The yarn is pretty poor quality. I will say if you like fancier yarns, or if you are a true beginner, this yarn is going to be difficult to work with because it's very splintery. So if you're just getting into knitting and crocheting, you should know that a lot of kits come with yarn, and that's great, but not all yarn is great for beginning crocheters. So a lot of the kits come with yarn that's actually more difficult to use and makes the task more difficult. So if you are a beginner, just I recommend some acrylic yarns. Some nice bulky yarns could be good depending on what size needle you use. But yeah, that's something to consider, and a local yarn store can definitely help you pick out a yarn that's great for a beginner. I highly recommend, if your local yarn social in Kansas City, it's a great place to go and they can help you. Given away all of my amigurumi plants, but I do have this little buddy that I am working on right now, and he's so cute. I'm just playing around with different faces, and I will put some pictures up of different ones that I've made, but I've been having a blast playing around with these kits. Again, I didn't until this past week have any of my yarns, and so crochet kits on Amazon, this kit was $9.78, and again, you get everything you need to make 6 plants, and including 2 crochet hooks. So it's a really good value and a really good way to stock up on your crafty supplies if you are going through a crisis. Hopefully you're not going through a crisis. Hopefully you're just having, maybe you're trying a new hobby or something. But yeah, those were really a good way for me to get through when I didn't have access to my craft supplies. I wanted to talk about the reason my channel is named Canary Knits. I love canary yellow. Yellow is my favorite color, so there's that reason. But also there is a quote by Kurt Vonnegut, and I will put it up on the screen, but it really moved me when I read it. He's an author and kind of philosopher, just overall badass thinker. But he says, the canary bird in the coal mine theory of the arts. Artists should be treasured as alarm systems. Yes, so consider me an alarm system saying choop, 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 choop. It's time to make more art. It's time to make more crafts. It's time to be more creative. It's time to do more creative things because the world is really hard right now. Like, I think for a lot of us. And so the more we can fortify ourselves with crafts and joy, the better off we are. I wanted to show off a new to me accessory that I got for crocheting late at night, along with some different transitions in life. I have had some trouble sleeping, and so I have been doing some late night crocheting, and I have found it really helpful to use this neck lamp. I got this on Amazon. It was $17. It's called Glocky. I'll put a link in the description of where you can get one if you want one, but it has 3 different settings. It charges, there are no batteries, so it charges and recharges, and you can use it to see your stitches. Things like this are really handy. I would think, if you're like on a train or something, like I already see so many uses for this, and I just recently got it, so I did want to give this product a shout out. It's a great product, yay! If you like staying up late and crocheting or knitting, save your eyes, and get a little light, a little neck light. You could also use it for reading. This next segment, I wanted to show off yarns that I already have. This is called Welcome to My Stash. And here I will just be going through a couple of different yarns each week that I have in my stash that I can't wait to use. I was just reunited with my stash, and when I was separated about 7 months ago from my stash, I had just gotten into hand-dyed yarns. So hand-dyed yarns, hand-painted yarns are available on independent dyers' websites. Sometimes craft stores will have them. It really just depends. You can find them all over. Farmers markets, websites, Etsy. But one dyer that I really like is called You Knit, I Dye, and I get these on Etsy. And I have two colorways from this dyer. I have I Love Love sock set and Get Unlonely this season sock set. So pretty. And these are both superwash merino and 15% nylon 3-ply, which if you're making socks, generally, if you're new to socks, you may not know, you would want yarn to include nylon. It just makes it a little bit stronger and a little bit more durable. I love these colors. Like, I'm into pink, I'm really into pinks, and so all of these are just so stunning to me. The green, the accent, I cannot wait to make something with this. So hopefully within this next week I'll be casting something on. Stay posted for that. Can't wait to see how these work up. And my next yarn that I wanted to show off, my last one for today, is from Treasure Goddess Yarns, and it is 100% yak in the colorway Tarnished Brass. Wow. 100% yak, so 70% superwash merino wool, 20% yak, 10% nylon. And this is their sock kit. And it's just beautiful. I cannot wait. Like, you can tell I definitely go through phases with colors. I'll like things that are only like neons and super brights and super vivids. And then lately, like in the fall, I went for more muted colors, more browns, more reds. And now I'm really digging greens, actually. Crafts have been such a comfort to me during a difficult time. I finally feel like I'm starting to come out on the other end of it. Like, all of the transitions that have been really difficult have happened, and now I'm looking forward to better things. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Take care. Here's how I crocheted the fairy tale coat pattern by Simona Creates in 34 hours. I was selected to be a tester for this pattern, and basically the first version of this I didn't like very much, so I wanted to make another one. At 7 o'clock a.m. I started on the second sleeve. At 8:41 I finished the second sleeve. Both sleeves are done. 12:54, one panel done. 1:35, finished the second panel, front panel. At 3:30, I started again. Okay, I think I might rip this out and make it with a smaller hook. So I'm completely out of yarn, and it's huge. 12:15 p.m. on Saturday, February 3rd. I'm restarting my fairy tale coat project. At 4:37, I started the skirt. Yay! At 11:30, I realized I made a mistake and gave up for the night. 5:24 a.m. I started on the sleeve again. At 6:56 on the 4th, I finished the first sleeve. Basically, it was 34 hours of starting and restarting until I got it right, but I'm in love with the finished product, and this is a great pattern.